Okay, let me tell you what you're seeing now. Before you see me sit in the chair and put the iPad on the cabinet that was used to hold comic books, stuff like that. Well, I'm reimagining the comic collection and putting them in albums, and I got rid of that unit and I put a nice four shelf bookshelf here. And the four shelf bookshelf is what the iPad is on now, and I'm standing. I will also get a five shelf bookshelf to go in that corner over there. Well, I got one, but it was fucking broke. I had to get rid of it and make some replacement. So, I guess for a while, if not from now on, I'm gonna be standing to talk to you. Okay, because there's no place for me to sit down and set the camera or iPad or whatever, so I have to stand up and talk. Now, today is Easter, which is a very, very deep religious holiday for the Christians. And it is also my cousin Kelly's 30th birthday. She was the one that had the liver transplant. And it is also the 19th anniversary of our great grandmother's passing. And I just want to take a few minutes to discuss something that I thought should be discussed. My friend, the college professor, the one that's always getting in trouble with her mouth, and I'm the one saying that, remember that? Well, she's hosting an event for a charity at the county convention center. And I reminded her of the irony that is the same exact building that she started a petition to ban FFLs from a couple years ago. It was October 2nd, 2017. And she denied it twice. So I went back into Facebook and I went into her history and I found it. And I said, yep, it's there. The worst part for me was the denial. And not only was it there, when I was looking back over the comments from a year and a half ago, one of her friends had a real stupid comment about guns. It was about selling machine gun parts at a gun show. Okay? I mean, this is what happens when you have no fucking brain. Okay? People automatically blurt out whatever the fuck comes to their brain if they have one. Or people regurgitate all the bullshit they hear from fucking liberal politicians. Okay? Fucking Obama said publicly that convicted felons can buy guns online legally. Okay, well, there are people that literally have no fucking brain and they just hear and repeat. And it's a college professor that does not do research. And I actually took her posting and I posted it onto me and Boone. I'm gonna use my phone because my iPad is being used as a camera right now, so I use my phone. And yes, I clean my phone. I clean my phone every single week. I clean the phone with eyeglass spray, and I wash the casings in hot soap and water. Because if you don't wash your phone every week, it's dirtier than a fucking toilet. Wash your phone, people. Wash the phones good. Okay. I actually saved the posting and put it on my Instagram page. Yeah, I did. Here's it. That's her advertising for the charity, and that's her exact speech. Just about 5 years ago, we were on our honeymoon when we learned about the Sandy Hook shooting. Sick to my stomach then as I am now, as I am today, and after Orlando and all these mass shootings, assault and military-style weapons, really? Who needs these? After Sandy Hook, Westchester County did not host a gun show at the Westchester County Center. What happened was after the Sandy Hook massacre, the county executive postponed the gun show for a couple of months. He did have one, he just postponed it. And this was in regard to the January 20th, 2018 gun show. County executive was voted out, and the new cocksucker canceled it. A place where uh, a place where Operation Prom hosts its rest giveaways, concerts take place, and events like circuses and college fairs take place. On January 20th, 2018, there will be a gun show, and it is being advertised here that military-style weapons will be sold and traded. Collier County legislator and demand that we don't need this show on county property, a place that is operated by your tax dollars. It is beyond enough is enough. I am so disgusted and deeply sorry for what happened in Las Vegas. Prayers it is not enough anymore. Here's basically what she's saying. What are military style weapons? What are they? Tell me. Military style weapons are 100-year-old bolt action rifles, some of which do not even have ammunition in production anymore. If you watch Eric and Chad's channel, Eric and Chad practically have to make their own ammunition because the calibers they want to shoot their military rifles, like the Martini Henry and the Lee Enfield, okay, those calibers don't exist anymore. You have to get hand loads, reloads, or make your own from scratch. Okay, that is a military style weapon. Now this goes along with this notion that the gun shows the law does not apply at a gun show. Okay. She honestly believed that they were gonna be literally fucking handing out machine guns at the fucking gun show. Literally, she actually thought that. And this is a college professor. And when I was in college, albeit she teaches business, when I was in college, my professors, they demanded research and citations. And if you couldn't cite a source, if you didn't have research to back up your argument, they heavily criticized you. And it's scary that a college professor is actually spreading bullshit online without any research. And she knows that I'm an NRA Life member and a Second Amendment Foundation Life member. And I own guns and I shoot guns and I study guns. Okay, she knows that. Okay, and she could have contacted me very easily through any social media. She could have contacted me and she could have said, "Can you please explain this to me?" And I would have been very polite to explain that. And I tried, and you got to see the fucking arguments in this. This is a year-old argument, but and the more you argue, the more they don't believe you. Like, you'll literally say A, B, C, D, and they'll be like, blah, blah, blah. Okay? But I called it out, and I actually sent a message to the gun range and FFL where I shoot my rifles at. I sent a message to them saying, hey, remember that college professor from years ago? Because when she lobbied to have the gun show banned, I lobbied to have her business boycotted. I did. And I contacted the gun show here via Facebook message, and I said, the gun, stop here. And I said, hey, look at this. She's hosting an event in the same building that you were banned from. And when they were banned by the gun shows, you lay out money. When you go to a convention, you have to lay out money for a table, whether it's a gun show, a comic show, a card show, a toy show, okay, a ballerina show. You have to lay out money. They lost that money. They didn't get it back at all. And we're talking a couple $1,000s a piece times 50 vendors. They lost it entirely. And they said, well, we pay taxes, county property. Well, what are they? They're small businesses. Okay, their residents, they pay taxes. and they pay their fee. Okay, they pay their fee. And $1,000, $2,000, for $1,000 for me, that's two credit card payments. No, $1,000 for me is two car payments and a credit card payment. That's $1,000 for me. Okay, so when you run a small business, okay, $1,000, that could be two employee salaries. Okay, that could be the electric bill for a week. Okay, that could be a week's worth of rent. Because when you have a store, you rent out your store. Okay, you're paying $4, $5, $6,000 a week, a month rather, for your stop. And all these FFLs that were going to the gun show, they mostly own stores or other shit like that. Okay, and when the county executive, the guy that ran for governor in 2014 rather, okay, when he invited gun shows back, he sent out literature. This is 2013, I think. He sent out literature saying, okay, all sales are going to take place in the building. All sales are going to be documented. You will show ID. You will, there were police in the building, and the police would arrest you if you fucked up. Okay, very plain. And what bothered me was the sheer ignorance of it. Well, first of all, and I reminded her in this conversation from November of 2017, I reminded her that she was lobbying the county to become a sanctuary county. I reminded her that she wanted Muslim refugees to come to America as the Muslim refugees were bombing Europe. Remember that? Back in Paris and all, okay? She was lobbying to get refugees to come here as they were bombing Europe. And she supports abortion. I've known this woman over 20 years and I still love her. But the hypocrisy's got to stop. I think you're a fucking hypocrite. Okay, you support abortion, but you for the fucking guns. Now she raises money to do tuxedo rentals for underprivileged guys going to the prom, and she raises money to get prom dresses for underprivileged girls going to the prom. And a majority of the people she gives dresses to and suit and tuxedo rentals to are inner city kids. Now I could regurgitate that, well, what if these inner city kids are gang members? What if these inner city kids smoke weed? What if these inner city kids are criminals? You could say that because the prejudice is that the inner city is bad. And the prejudice is that all minorities in inner cities are criminals. That's a prejudice. And I could say to her, you got guys you're giving promises to guys. How do you know they're not gangsters? Okay, you're giving a promise to a kid. How do you know she's not a drug runner? Okay, obviously that's just prejudice bullshit, but that's what she's doing with us. And it's disgusting. And she's hosting an event in a building that she banned other people from going to. They're not bothering you. Okay, she also supports the cake guy, the gay wedding cake guy. Okay, she supported closing down his business. Remember they wanted to give him a $100,000 fine and close down his business. Okay, she supported closing down his business because he refused to bake a gay wedding cake. You were actually stopping people from having business. Okay, you're actually stopping legitimate business. Okay, that wedding cake guy, he did not ban gays from getting married. He just said, if you're gonna get married, I don't want to make a cake for you. He said he made a dozen cakes for them in the past. He promised to make a dozen more in the future. He promised to give them a blank wedding cake and give them decorations separately. He even called other bakeries to see if they would work with them. Okay, and his fine was $100,000. Here you are banning small businesses from public property that they pay taxes for. Okay, you're hurting small businesses and business people. Okay, how much is your fine going to be? And on top of that, you're spreading propaganda. Okay, this is fucking propaganda. The minute you heard military style, she automatically thought machine gun. And I said, they can't fucking, and I'm telling you what the fucking military style is. Okay, this is very, very fucking dangerous. Okay, and her friends are idiots too. Her friends from college or wherever the fuck they come from, the friends that are not in my circle with her. They're fucking idiots too. Okay, because they believe every word she fucking says. And it's scary. Because, and Tim was, and Eric were arguing recently about red flag laws. Well, these people with this mentality where there's a gun show, therefore they must be selling machine guns. Okay, they must be selling machine guns at the gun show. I'm not going to look the law up. Okay, I'm not going to read the pamphlet that says police presence, all state and federal laws must be obeyed. Okay? If it's a gun show, they must be selling machine guns. Period. If it's her idiot friend, they sell parts to make machine guns at gun shows. Well, if you can go to a fucking gun show and buy machine gun parts without a background check, okay, there will be no one left alive. Okay, because gangbangers would go to fucking gun shows, buy machine gun parts, put them into their semi-automatic guns and mow people down, okay? Terrorists, okay, there will be no one fucking alive. And the problem is when you combine this mentality of stupidity with a red flag law, okay, well, let's be realistic, okay? Yesterday was the 20th anniversary of Columbine. Okay? And every time there's a mass shooting or a terrorist attack, there's always some guy that comes out and says flat out, how many times did I say he was going to do it? How many times did he say he was going to do it? We were always worried about this guy because we knew he was going to go kill him, okay? But, combine the red flag law with someone that is stupid. Imagine someone that is stupid picking up the phone and calling the police and saying they're going to sell machine gun parts. Okay, imagine it could even be Eric and Chad. Chad will bring his guns to Eric's house and they'll do a comparison video of their favorite guns of whatever the fuck it is. Okay? And imagine if, and Eric is a capable gunsmith. Okay, imagine if some idiot just fucking saw Chad going to Eric's house one day to make a YouTube video with some of his guns in the trunk and they're minding their own business and someone called the police and said they're making machine guns. Okay. Just combine complete stupidity with a red flag law. Okay? And keep in mind, this is the same county that had an outdoor gun range shut down because a woman said she was in her backyard and she was shot. And her backyard is 5 blocks from the gun range. The gun range faced a hill, and on top of the hill was a rock face. And you have to shoot your gun from inside out a window. You have to actually stand in a booth and fire your gun out of a window. Okay, onto a field with a hill and a rock face. And a woman said she was in her backyard and she was shot 5 blocks away. And that woman was not asked one question. Okay? This is the world we live in. Now, the county executive, the new county executive, he was going to close the gun show no matter what. But the point is, people asked for it. People lobbied for it. Okay? Now, if you say the gun show is inappropriate because we just had a mass shooting yesterday and we should postpone it for 3 months out of respect, okay? And speaking of Columbine, the NRA cut one of their conventions short because they had a convention planned the week of Columbine. So if you say let's cut it short out of respect, if you say let's cancel this one and give everyone back their money out of respect, different story. But to go online and man, oh my God, I'm so upset, I'm horrified. Okay? There was a shooting in Las Vegas. A guy with a lot of mental problems, 3,000 miles away from me, killed a whole bunch of people. Okay? But 3,000 miles over here, over here, 3,000 miles away, you're saying we should shut down the gun show because I believe, without any evidence to prove it, that they're going to be selling machine guns. And this is the mentality that it provides. This is the world we live in now. This mentality. And this is a college professor who is in touch with young people, who tells young people these things. And you could say to her, listen, you have minorities from the inner city coming to your convention for your prom dresses. How many of them have had background checks? How many of them do you know for a fact have never committed a felony? How many of them do you know for a fact don't do drugs? How many of them do you know for a fact aren't domestic abusers? But by portraying the ignorance and by lowering yourself, you're no different than she is. It's scary, my friends. It really is scary. And that's what's wrong with this country. Okay, you had a federal judge who said that semi-automatic rifles are common. And because of that, you had half the U.S. Senate engaged in a lynch mob against him. And that ordeal with Christine Blasey Ford, that entire ordeal happened because they were deathly afraid that if he went to the Supreme Court, he would make semi-automatics legal. Or he would uphold a semi-automatic ban, which they're planning for the future. Okay? There was an idiot in Chicago. Remember when Chicago had handguns reintroduced? Okay, because Chicago did not comply with the 2008 ruling in D.C. Therefore, Chicago had to go to the Supreme Court 2 years later for the 2010 McDonald v. Chicago. Okay, remember that, right? Well, a lawmaker said in Chicago, gangbangers were going to go to the courthouse, get their convictions overturned, go to the gun store, buy a handgun, and commit crimes with it. A politician literally said that in Chicago. Okay, and Barry said in about 2004, when the federal ban was going to expire, Barry saw a news clip of someone showing a machine gun. And I said, that's going to be legal tomorrow. Okay, the machine gun was banned in 1986. But in 2004, the media is showing a video. That's going to be legal tomorrow. There are people that honestly believed the AR-15 was banned from 94 to 04. But in reality, you could only have a pistol grip on your AR-15 from 94 to 04, and in some states still. Okay? What happens is the politicians and the media go out of their way to lie to the public. And the public refuses to use their fucking brain to do research. And my friend, college professor, master's degree. Okay? She doesn't know the fucking first thing. The minute she hears gun show, automatically says machine guns, okay? People believe that at a gun show, there is no law. The laws do not exist at gun shows. You can do whatever the fuck you want, okay? If I go to FFL and I ask FFL for a machine gun, I go to prison. If I go to a gun show, I get a machine gun. That is the mentality. It's sad, but it's true. I get to bed, it's late. Thank you.